Welcome back to episode 224 of the Irresistible You podcast. Welcome to the month of July. We are like dead in the middle of summer right now. We are living it. We are sweating. We are hot. We are loving it. And if you are here on YouTube, hello, you could see my face. I have not been on video to do a true video podcast in months. And I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and give that a try today. It's just with so much on my plate, it is so much easier for me to turn my mic on, hit record, and just like bust the audio files out, right? But the whole setting up the camera, making sure the audio is correct here and there, like it's a lot of work. And sometimes I'm just in a place where I'd rather get the content out there than to have to like do all of that. So anyway, that's neither here or there. But if you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you go over and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow that. I would love for you to subscribe. Make sure you get notified for new videos. That link is down in the show notes. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you also are subscribed using your podcast app so you can listen to this on the go, in the car, multitasking, running around, doing all the things that we have to do. So, okay, let's get into it. Take a breath. It's the summer. It is the summer. And today's episode, I am talking to you about the importance of self-gifting. Now, I am not talking about self-care days, buying yourself little things that you want, taking yourself to the spa. That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about self-gifting things that no one else but you could buy. And you can't even buy it. So that doesn't make sense. Giving yourself the gift of something that no one else can give you. Not your children, not your husband, not your wife, not your parents, not your coworkers. No one can give you this gift. That is the gift of personal growth. Personal growth, weight loss, confidence, improving your body image. These are things that at the end of the day, we can have tools, we can have resources, we can have books, we can have podcasts that help us with these things and guide us to a place where we can obtain those things. But at the end of the day, there is no book, there is no podcast, there is no course, there is nothing that can give you that gift other than you taking the initiative and giving it to yourself. So for example, weight loss, right? We can be on Weight Watchers. We can be on GLP-1 injections. We can listen to Irresistible You. We can listen to all the other weight loss podcasts. We can have the books. We can have the knowledge, right? Because if you're listening to this, I guarantee you have the knowledge of how to lose physical weight. But at the end of the day, the only person who can give that gift to you is you. No one else can step in and, do the work and make the decisions and say, I'd rather not eat that now. I can have it later, not now. No one else can get in your shoes and go out for a walk. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you are a celebrity, a millionaire who has access to personal trainers, personal cooks. Those people, while they might have better resources, they still can't give themselves those gifts unless they put in the work themselves. No one else can lose the weight for you. No one else can build your confidence for you other than you. Like you can obtain the resources, the knowledge, the tools, but you have to put those into action, right? And so I want to just go into this and how the gift of personal growth is so important. And it's top of mind for me because the month of July, I'm born on July 30th. That is my birthday. I am a Leo. Hello. And it got me thinking about my birthday coming up and what I want for myself. And for me, there's really no like material gifts that I really truly care about. I mean, everybody likes to get gifts, don't get me wrong, but there's just other things that I want that can't be purchased with money. And one of the things that I am striving for is I want to hit Wonderland for my birthday. I have wanted to meet this for a very long time. My weight loss has been very slow, and I need to kick that into gear to give myself that gift. Like, how amazing would it feel to reach this goal, to finally get this milestone? It's a big, big milestone for me. And no one can give that to me. No one. Like, I'm the only person at the end of the day that can make the decision to make the choices that I need to make every single day to get myself there. And what an amazing gift that would be, because material gifts, while they're great and they're fun and we all like to get stuff, they're temporary, right? But when you invest in yourself and you gift yourself personal growth, personal development, that can last you the rest of your lifetime. It can actually add years onto your life, right? Losing weight, doing something for your health, improving your confidence so that you have the ability to go out in the world and be who you're supposed to be will add years to your life. So I want to encourage you today to think about, what type of gifts do you want to receive that only you can give yourself that would make a difference in your life? Is it weight loss? Is it confidence? Is it getting into a new size? Is it, um, you know, learning how to love yourself, learning how to accept yourself? What is that for you? When we think about personal growth, I want you to think about the benefits of what that's going to give you beyond your appearance, right? Because yes, you know, as we talk about this episode today, I'm going to use weight loss as like my main example, because that's what I'm working towards, is getting to Wonderland for my birthday and gifting myself the arrival of Wonderland. Like, for me, it has more meaning to it than just the number on the scale and what I'm going to look like. It has more meaning because it's a place that I haven't been to in a very long time. It signifies to me that I'm in a much better health state. And while I've always told you guys, like, I truly don't care what the number on the scale says. If I feel good about myself, if I look good in my clothes and I like the way I look, I don't care what the number is, but I do care if it's over 200 pounds. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing the two. I am sick and tired of weighing over 200 pounds. I shared this in another episode and I told you guys, sorry if this offends anyone. This is my journey. This is my personal opinion about myself. I don't care what anyone else weighs. To me, like, saying I'm over 200 pounds, I don't feel feminine saying that. I don't feel like in my like feminine power, if you will. I just don't like it. Okay. And I don't have to like it. And I want to have that one. And I don't care what comes after the one. I don't care if I stay in the 190s. I don't care. Um, I just need to be in Wonderland. It's something that I have not seen since I've had kids. And I'm ready to get there. I feel better when I'm there. My clothes fit better. I look better. And it also is a health thing too, right? Like, carrying that extra weight is not good for us in so many different ways. And so that is what I want to gift myself. And I'm working really hard to get there. And the thing is, even if I don't get to that exact number, I know that I'm going to be a lot closer than I am today. I don't have far to go. I really don't. But you know, when you are thinking about gifting yourself weight loss, personal growth, it's going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. It's going to require you to do something every day to keep that goal top of mind. And I think when you can reframe it, instead of saying like, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to get to Wonderland, and you reframe it in this way of, I am going to gift myself the arrival to Wonderland because I can do that for myself. And I am the only person that can do that. And another way to look at it too is, I don't have control over a lot of other things going on in my life. Like, I know I've been sharing with you guys here and even on Instagram, like the month of June was like a shit show. It was one of those situations like the car went out. Now Frank's car is going out. Um, just, I lost two of my big corporate clients. The projects came to a screeching halt and TBD to when they will resume. So just all these like high level stress things that were happening in the month of June. And that was just some of it. I can't even share all of it here. I can't control those situations, right? But I can control, I can control what goes in my mouth. I can control, there are things that you're going to have to do in order to get yourself to where you want to be. And those things are not always comfortable, but those are things that you can control. I can control the decisions about what to eat. I can control how much food I'm choosing to eat. I can control how much I'm going to exercise or have movement and activity. I control that. Even if things are going to shit in my life, I don't have to react to things going to shit by also putting shit in my mouth. We don't have to have that reaction. We have to make a choice to not have that reaction. We have to have mindfulness because so often these are cycles that you've never broken. You've never stopped and thought, wait a second, I actually don't have to shove my face with food to get through this time, right? I don't have to do that. I don't have to, you know, use food as a coping mechanism in order to deal with, some kind of stress that you have going on. So think about, what is that thing that you can't go to the store and buy? Your loved ones can't go to the store and buy it for you. If it can't be bought. Weight loss cannot be bought. And I don't care how you're losing weight, whether you're taking GLP-1 injections, having gastric bypass surgery, taking phentermine, taking medical weight loss, doing Weight Watchers, doing calorie deficit. I don't care what you're doing. Even though those things require you to spend money out of your pocket, they still can't buy you the weight loss. You still have to put the work in. You cannot be on injections and expect you're going to just lose weight. You have to put the work in. You're not going to be able to buy your way down to Wonderland. Doesn't work that way. There's still a job that has to be done by you. You are the only one that can give yourself these gifts. And you've got to set yourself up in a way that, number one, makes it doable. And number two, it has to stay top of mind, because I know what happens so often is we have good intentions. We have this goal. We have these big things that we want to do. And at the beginning of the month, we tell ourselves, I'm going to get to Wonderland. I'm going to lose weight. But then we don't break that down on a day-to-day basis and keep it top of mind. Next thing we know, it's the 15th. And we're like, oh my God, I've lost 1 pound. I've lost no pounds. I've gained 5 pounds. Why? It's not because you're a failure. It's not because you suck. It's not because you can't do it. It's because you're not making it top of mind. Every single morning, instead of scrolling Facebook or scrolling Instagram, you need to be scrolling your goals. You need to be scrolling like, for example, I have Weight Watchers app. I have been making a conscious effort to get in there and go on Connect, which is like their social media platform within the app. and to read articles, to read posts, to get into meetings, to listen, to surround myself in that world. So I'm like, okay, that's right. We're doing this, and like yesterday, I was sitting here working and I wanted, y'all know me and my Lindt chocolate. I you know me. If you watch me for a long time, I love Lindt chocolate, the little chocolate truffle balls. And because I've been having such a hard time lately with some things, my husband had brought me roses and he brings me the red roses and a bag of my red chocolate. And I keep them in the counter, I keep them up in the where all the plates are because I don't want my kids to see it because they will annihilate them as well. And so I hide them. And I was sitting here working and I'm like, I just really want some chocolate. And I'm like, and I had like that knee-jerk reaction that where I wanted to just get it because I want it. I call that the entitled fat girl syndrome, where it's like, I want it, I deserve it, I'm entitled, and I'm gonna eat it now. And I'll tell myself I'll start tomorrow, or I'll tell myself it's just once, or I'll tell myself it's just two. And we all know that that just leads down a path of we know where that's going. So I was like, no, we can have that. We can't have it right now because it's the middle of the day. At the end of the night, you are going to want something sweet because I do usually have something at the end of the night. And when I'm trying to really hone myself in, it's like, okay, let's have one or two of those at the end of the day. And if I were to eat those in the middle of the day, just because I'm tired, I want a snack, I feel entitled, I want it because I want it, where does that leave me tonight? So, what I tell myself is yes, you can have the chocolate. You can't have it right now. You have to earn it. And you have to earn it by getting through the rest of the day. So, know that about yourself and it's a situation of stopping these knee-jerk reactions of the entitled fat girl and saying, "Wait a second. Let me think before I just shove. Let me think before I just shove the food down my throat." And even yesterday, like when I was making my lunch, I make like a charcuterie style lunch every day. Um, for a couple of reasons. One, I just like the way it tastes. Two, when I'm working, there's something about when I'm in my office, I always work through my lunch because of my schedule and things like that. And I like snacking like while I'm working. I want to like have a little plate of something. So I make my plate and I pulled everything out first. And I said, I need to check the points. I need to make sure I'm like not just piling stuff on my plate. And I laid everything out first before I put it on my plate. So it's that moment of conscious thinking before you're just doing, right? And that's what it takes. It's that top of mind saying, wait a second, we told ourselves we're getting this gift. If I'm going to get this gift of Wonderland, I can't just shove food in my mouth without thinking. What is it that I have to do first? Right? What do I have to think about? I have to think. I have to make sure that it's entering my mind and we're not now 2 weeks into the month going, oh shit, we haven't done anything. So, the takeaway from this episode that I want you to do is I want you to think about the month of July, or maybe you're listening to this another time of year. That's okay. But wherever you are in your journey, whatever month it is when you're listening to this, day, week, what is the gift you want to give yourself? And it's not enough to just say, I want to gift myself weight loss. I want to gift myself confidence. Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? Break it down and say, it takes a little bit of planning on your end to say, all right, so this week, I'm going into this week. I've got these appointments, that appointments. My car's still in the shop. Yes, I still don't have my car. Um, what does my week look like so that I can plan? So, for example, what I mean by that is, when my daughter has cheer practice, that is going to be a late night for us. The kids are going to get home usually past their bedtime. We are going to be gone usually during the dinner time thing. And so, in most cases, we're not going to be eating at home. We're going to probably be eating on the go because When I get in the car and it's time to go home, I'm not getting home, getting in the kitchen, cooking up dinner. Everybody's in their witching hour. They're acting a fool. Still got to go take baths. I want these kids fed in the car on the way home so that when I get to the house, straight upstairs, take a bath, go to bed, goodbye. Like that is how that's going to look. So, that being said, are we packing something to take in the car? Are we stopping at a restaurant? What does it look like? Because just because you have to be out and about doesn't give you an excuse to ruin your weight loss goals. That is not a good enough excuse, right? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I I know that every week my kid has cheer practice. That is not a shock. That is not a surprise. We know every single week she's going to cheer. We know what time it is. We just know it's not a shock. Whatever events you have scheduled going on in your life, you already know those things are happening. We're not talking about pop up events. Pop up events are the unplanned bullshit things that come up during the week that we didn't plan for. The car breaking down, the kids getting sick, work stuff. You know what I'm saying? So get out your calendar, get out your plan and say, here's how I'm going to combat that. Because having an event that you already knew in advance is not a good enough excuse to throw your goals away. Having an event that you already knew was coming up is not a good enough excuse for you to derail yourself and not achieve your goals. And this is what has to be done when you want to give yourself the gift of weight loss and personal growth. Weight loss and personal growth cannot be purchased in a store. Your husband and wife, your kids, your family, they cannot give this to you. So how are you going to give it to yourself? You know what I think of? I think it's just like budgeting, right? When you want to go on a vacation, when you want to get something done, when you want to make a big purchase for yourself, what do? You have to save money. You have to make a budget. You have to make a plan. You have to say, okay, in order for me to have this amount of money by this date, I know I have to put X number of dollars aside, or I have to cut back. I have to cut back over here in order to afford going on this vacation. So think about your personal growth and your weight loss in the same way. What do you have to budget for? Where do you have to cut back? Where do you have to make some changes? Where do you have to make some sacrifices? Because saving up for something takes sacrifice, right? You know, in most cases, we've got to, cut back a little here in order to put a little there. That's usually how that works. And so I want you to think about, your weight loss journey in the same way. Like, what is it that you are going to have to sacrifice now in order to get that gift at the end of the month? What does that look like for you? And it just takes you going out there and doing it. So, tell me, go over in the Facebook group and let me know. That'll be our discussion for the week. Like, what is it that you want to gift yourself? What is it? What does it look like? And we'll have a chat about that. So yeah, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this video up today. And I want to encourage you to stay connected. Let's talk about that. Number one, the free Facebook group. Number two, over on Instagram at Irresistible Icing. That is my main social media site. I'm usually doing stories all the time over there. You can catch me there quite frequently. And also make sure you are on my email list. That way you get access to, new things as they come out, new episodes, new products, and just to stay connected, because we never know what social media is going to do, because social media is crazy. And these algorithms, they be algorithming, and they are not it. It is not it lately. So anyway, make sure you also leave a rating and review if you love the podcast on your podcast player that you are using. I recommend Amazon Music. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you have access to that app for free. I will put that link in the show notes. If you're not a member, you can get a free trial of Prime for 30 days. So go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, I am going to catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye.